Hello and welcome to Whisky.com, where fine spirits meet. And today I'm trying the Glenallachie Amontillado Sherry Finish, and I have to admit this is the third take I'm doing. So I've tried already a little bit of that bottle, a little bit yesterday, a little bit today, because we had sound problems. And let me tell you a little bit about the distillery. Distillery was a workhorse of the blend industry. So you know the big blends, they need a bit of grain, they need a bit of malt, and this was the malt part. And as the blend industry is a bit of a decline, every decade or so they actually say, okay, we need to close down one of these malt distilleries because we just don't need it, so they sell it. And 2017 Billy Walker bought Glenallachie from the blend industry and opened it worked it like a single malt distillery. So what he does have is a very good chance with these distilleries. He has done that already like twice, thrice, more, a couple of times. So he was present at some distilleries that have been reopened, and he now has a warehouse, or had a warehouse, full of old stock, but they were all in ex-bourbon casks or refilled casks. So because cheap stuff for the blend industry. So just bottling that stuff would have been a mistake, because that would have been just boring. So what he did is, he knows a lot about casks. If you reopen a distillery, you have to know about casks to just turn this thing around pretty quickly. And he did that. He got a lot of nice casks, did a lot of bottlings, and older bottlings, but they were all finishes. As is this one. There's nothing wrong with such a finish. And this one is now an Amontillado Sherry Finish. So what is an Amontillado? Amontillado is a Spanish fortified wine. There are, I think, not fortified versions called true Amontillado, and come from Matanilla, I think. Amontillado, so Matanilla or something. Yeah. It is in the word. And and what they do is they start off like a fino. Ancient times they would probably trying to do a fino, and then the floor, there's a layer on the sherry that protects the sherry from the oxidization, and that's how you make a fino. Fino is not oxidized, very, very fresh, very unoxidized flavors, like fresh flavors, fresh fruits, a little bit of a soapy touch to it. And the oxidized flavors on the other side would be the Oloroso, which doesn't have that layer, and that is very oxidized, chocolatey, very dried fruits, red fruits, dried fruits, nuttiness as well. And what they do is they start off like a fino, but in the middle of the maturation period the floor gets broken, either naturally after, I say, 12 years, or artificial, I don't know, shaking it or just sucking it off or just stirring it, I don't know. They do break it, and then from here on fino gets oxidized. It's not fully oxidized as it wasn't from the start, so it is something in between an Oloroso, very oxidized, and a fino that is very redux, fresh kind of stuff. And that is actually a very nice idea for a whiskey, and also for a sherry, that you can set the oxidization level by just deciding when to break the floor layer. Interesting. It's a bit strange, as I had it before. It is. It has a certain kind of fruitiness. It feels very mature. It is a 9-year-old. Okay, 9-year-old is not too young, but feels a little bit maturer than a 9-year-old. Has dried fruits to it for me, but there is a bit of a oiliness in there, and it's kind of like a orange oil, bitter orange oil in there. Now here they say blood orange, which for me blood orange is always juicy. Yeah, I do like blood orange juice. I didn't have a look at the peel yet and the oiliness in this inside the peel, if that is any good as well, because I'm just so keen on the juice. But it is a bunch of fruit. Yesterday I didn't have that much fruit in it. And yeah, here they say maraschino cherries, dried apricots, followed by poached pears. Okay, yeah, a lot of fruitiness in there, and I can go with that. Dried apricots is like a bit of a nuance going around. Poached pears definitely, and cherries, there's also some going on. So I like it. It's a well-balanced whiskey in terms of how much oxidization levels you get into your whiskey. This is not a young one unoxidized. This is a mature one, so it doesn't have any faulty flavors in there, but it's not one that has tons and tons of oxidization like an Oloroso or fully maturation. Yeah. So yeah, that was it. If you would like to have a look at this bottle, go to Whisky.com and you can buy it if you come from the Netherlands or Belgium. Thank you very much for watching, and see you next time.